Oh my goodness, the man is back.
Oh my gosh. What is good, fam? Welcome back. Oh my goodness, back for a brand new week. It is Monday, fun day. We got some Unrivaled, last day of Unrivaled, and college basketball to talk about. So, what's up, Underrated? How was your weekend?
Uh, I mean, caught a little cold, little baby headache and virusy thingy type of thing. That wasn't very fun yesterday, but betting wise, it went okay. We've seen better. Yesterday was good though. Saturday was ugh. Yesterday was nice, and I am now feeling confident enough in college and Unrivaled when we see the right play to up my unit size. So we're going to begin that today. I am excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know, Saturday could have been a little bit better for us, but we had a pretty good Sunday. And even though we missed on a few small things, like we hooped with the Phylon assist. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get anything going in the first half. But the end of the night ended out really, really great for us. I think this is the best way that we're going to attack Unrivaled, and we have basically another instance of that today with injury news being just, absolute in this league and starting lineups. So we got some news with that yesterday. Sniped Natasha Cloud, not only at plus money, 4.5 assists, but we got her on Prize Picks at 4, which was honestly just an absolute steal. They were a little bit late reacting to lines, and same thing for Underdog. I got to say, that's I think our first place that we make moves at anytime for Unrivaled specifically. They've been really, really slow on adjusting or pulling any kind of lines. So made that. And with Shakira Austin, I know the field was on her under her 16.5 points, and some people were sad and some people were making money, but man, crushed it in the first half. We had 22 PRA going into the third quarter and couldn't have felt better. So great recovery for the night. Hit a couple slips on that. Hit a few live bets too during the day. So it ended up being a pretty nice night.
It did, man. It did. The Unrivaled reacting upon the news, and they don't move the lines. Reminds me of the old days. I'll take it, man. Look, same with Billings here. 23.5 today. I know it moved now to 24.5, but we got that in with plenty of time to spare if we were on it. So if you're in the Discord, you got the 23.5 PRA. We're feeling good about that. No Ezzy, 23.5 PRA should be real easy for her. She got 14 boards last game. I think 14 even the game before when she didn't start. So
yes, sir. I'm
liking that, man. Unrivaled has been a little hit or miss, but when these type of plays happen, they've been hit. So I'm liking that for sure. I did get it in a few times. It is 24.5 now on Underdog, but I still like that. I know you talked about still liking that too, so I wouldn't mind continuing to play that.
Yeah, honestly, we'll break all this here down in just a second for you guys. But before we do, if y'all haven't already, make sure and hit that like button down below, especially if you won some cash with us over the weekend or this last week. Because, hey, we had 14 straight days of winning and then had a little break even. It's not like we lost any money, so can't be mad at that. But hit that like button down below. We appreciate it all one and the same. Help us grow our little small corner of the community here. And also love hanging out with you guys during Monday through Friday, just chopping it up with some basketball. If you're new here, make sure to hit that sub button down below, turn the notifications on. I believe we will be posting more overnight videos as well. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Keep an eye out for those. And then last but not least, we're still running the 7-day free trial for our in-house Discord service. So make sure to check that out. Links down in the description for everybody. No commitment, 7 days, romp in there for all you want. If you don't like it, no sweat. And if you're winning some money with us, which honestly, anybody in the last 2 weeks, you're definitely up some units. So hopefully you stick around after that. But we still got two full months of college basketball. And then the CBA had a meeting today with the league for WNBA status. We're still very unclear. We didn't really get any kind of feedback from that. So unsure if we're actually going to have a basketball season for that. But I will say we'll still get some of our ladies in action. We do have the Olympics coming up in March. So we should have some kind of exposure to that. And, we're definitely going to cover that as well. So a lot of stuff going on. I know we have, another Super Bowl's next week, or is it this weekend?
This weekend, Sunday. They give us 2 weeks off and get them back on Sunday, man. Shall be interesting.
Yeah, that's right. Because the Grammys were yesterday too, and they always have that the week before. So make sure you guys also be available for that. We've had some really, really banger live tackles all season, and I'm sure the props aren't up yet for that, are they?
Oh, they were up. Tackles? They were up the day after They were up the day of the other game's ending. They've been up for over a week. It's crazy how they do that because everyone wants to bet NFL. So, yeah, they've been up.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, at least we'll have our last game of the season, and definitely some chance to have injuries break our way to get a little bit of action on live betting. So don't miss out on that, and hopefully we're just gonna have a great weekend. Looking forward to it. Yeah. But that's not neither here nor there. We're talking about a little bit of, I think let's start with Unrivaled today, since we really just have one play and one kind of maybe with Canada being out today. I think that helps out a little bit for Jackie, kind of securing minutes for her. And then it's going to help out the assist upside for AT as well. But AT should have sat last game. She only played like 8 minutes or something and looked horrible. But Jackie was good to go, bounce back performance. She was dealing with a little bit of a leg injury. But Monique Billings, yeah. So let's circle back to that. I'm still totally fine with the 24.5 line, which honestly, that's what it should have been. I mean, if you look at her individual line, she was at 14.5 points and 9.5 rebounds. So that's 24 flat there already. And then accounting for apparently 0 assists on top of that. So the line is appropriate, but I got to say it definitely warrants the amount that it is. And I mean, on Prize Picks already, they have her at 25.5 PRA. So they're a little bit more savvy to it. I do think there is a good chance that she might even bump up to 26 there and 25.5, at least on underdog. So do keep that in mind. Don't dilly-dally. That line could definitely move. But let's take a look at Billings. As you mentioned, the last 2 games, just an absolute menace on the glass. I mean, 14 and 14 rebounds. Love to see that. And this last game, with getting the spot start again, she ended up with a little bit more of the facilitating. And Kelsey Mitchell played a big part of that. Had a great game. I think she went for 25 points. But 2 biggest things for Billings is, one, the minutes. The minutes adjustment for her is just unbelievably massive. And I think, honestly, they could have even ran her a little bit more this last game. But the game ended up, being quite ugly. So down the stretch, they really didn't have to. But she looked phenomenal in the first half. I mean, she was humming through the PRA exactly how we wanted. Even started off a little shaky with the shooting. She was like 1 for 5 or something, but turned it around for us. Had a great second quarter and third quarter. Now, the other biggest thing I like for her is her field goal volume has been really solid all season. Only this one blemish here, with 8 field goal attempts and double digit every other game. Now, these are all with Ezzy. So minus the last game, these are all with Ezzy. And then the last game, we saw that field goal attempt stick around that 13 marker, which, I mean, now we've seen that 3 different times this season and a game with 14 field goal attempts. So she's not afraid to shoot the 3. She's getting to the free throw line at least once every single game, essentially. And for her, also, I got to say, keeping the fouls in check. We only had 1 game all season where she had 4 fouls, and everything else has been pretty solid. But I do like this spot. I mean, these 2 teams played already once this season. She played 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes at the time, but still went for 17, 6, and 0. So, I mean, we're talking 23 PRA when she was sharing time with Ezzy, who I think still played almost 10 minutes. No, she played 15 minutes, basically. So that is massive. I mean, Ezzy was out there for a lot, and even for her, I mean, by her standards, you can't be mad at this. I mean, she had 11 field goal attempts, still put up 12 points, 8 boards, and snagged an assist. So take away those minutes and have to spread that out between everybody else, which I will say Miss Sanaya Rivers is not going to take 12 field goal attempts again. That is not her. She is not that. She can get to the free throw line, but I think for her, a little bit more just a defensive upside. She had 3 stocks this last game, so we'll see those minutes kind of trickle out again the same way they did this last game. But for Billings, I think this is a perfect spot for her. The vinyl, although if you look at their season-long metrics, they have been pretty good at limiting 2-point field goal attempts. That's more so just from the wing. It's not specifically from the center position. And looking at the most recent games, I mean, they are getting cooked by centers. And I'm talking like, Stewie went for 21. the game that Edwards was out, I think Fagbenley still put up double-digit points, which is, I mean, crazy for her. And every other center, I mean, Boston 21 points, and I think who's the other one? Dom went for 18 or 19 against them. So the scoring upside is definitely there. Like for me, I'm not scared about that at all. And I think for her, getting a little bit of time against some former teammates here too should be fun. The Atlanta players on the other side especially. But I just like her stuff, man. And I think this is another situation where if the game stays close, we could see those minutes take a really huge step forward. But you look at her so far on the season, anytime she's played closer to 15 minutes, I mean, last 2 games, crushed that PRA line. Game here, or the first game, as I mentioned, 17-6, and then the first game of the season, almost just over 13 minutes, she went for 16, 10, and 1. So this is honestly just a normal line for her, and then not accounting for Ezzy being out, man. If this game stays close, dare I say, barring any foul trouble, we could be looking at a solid 18 minutes tonight, maybe even 19 minutes, but she should play a hefty amount at least to match Hamby on the other side. So I love the spot here. The line's still just too low, and so we got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, the only thing I was like, man, this is way too low, and obviously it is. It was too low even with Ezzy in. Now Ezzy out, it's extra too low. The thing is, remember we looked at the pacing and the possessions of each team. The Vinyl are the bottom of the list, so that's the only thing where I'm like a little bit of pullback with that play. I still love the play. I don't know how much that's going to really matter, but did want to throw that out there. They were 10th in possessions.
Yeah, they slow the ball, or they slow the game down quite a bit, and it is reflected with the team total as well. But if this was a normal, everyone was healthy kind of game, then obviously I think we would probably just look this off fairly easy. But with Ezzy being out, I mean, she's more or less priced into at least 15 minutes per game, and we still haven't seen, that the minutes or even the shot volume for that matter, kind of take that huge step forward. And, like I mentioned, I do not foresee Sanaya Rivers taking another 12 field goal attempts. I mean, she's not that. So sprinkle in even just another 2 field goal attempts for us here, one more trip to the free throw line even, she could easily go out and put up 18 points tonight, and I would not be surprised.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was looking at, what was I looking at here? With Canada out, you got AT, you got Jackie. It's weird, right? They're all kind of injured. It's weird. Sykes seems like the only healthy one.
Yeah. And this game's interesting too. So I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to kind of touch on that as well. This is going to be a difficult matchup for one of these wing players. I mean, they're going to be going. They played the Mist, right?
Laces Mist, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure. One of these players is going to see Veronica Burton, and we know how that goes. She's really, really good at limiting any kind of production, shooting or scoring wise, from one of the opposing guards. Now, who she's going to cover, that I don't know. That I truly don't know. I could very much so see her sticking to Jackie just to try and really limit her and force them to kind of, use AT as a bailout. But maybe that honestly could even fall into their plans. With Canada being out, Jackie and AT alike should soak up some of that playmaking. But if Jackie's already doing that to begin with, then, that's not going to really affect their scoring situation that much. And so I'm not sure how they're going to play that one out. That one is going to be a little bit more on speculation, but I do honestly kind of like the upside for AT. But my biggest hesitation with her is this last game. She only played like 8 minutes. So she played 9.5 minutes. But still, it was a game time decision and she should have sat.
I was even worried about Jackie too. I mean, she did come back and she did score 17, but she only played 11 minutes. Something's up with her too. I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to know what they're going to do. I mean, is she going to come back healthy and play more minutes now because Canada's out? Or is Maddie going to play more? We don't have Naz Hillman props, do we?
No. We probably won't get her props for a little while. But, I mean, as you mentioned, they spread the minutes out. I mean, Sykes was really the only one that played far and away the highest minutes. And surprising to see. No, sorry, Nas actually played
Yeah.
the highest minutes, which it makes sense. I mean, if AT's not going to play her usual 12 to 15 minutes, that could definitely be the case. But Jackie was sporting a Q tag as well. She's been dealing with either a leg or an ankle injury, so we could see a little bit of that in the game twos here, where maybe she plays a little bit less minutes and AT plays a lot of minutes.
Yeah, or AT doesn't play minutes. We don't know. The only one we do know is Sykes is healthy.
Yeah.
And her lines are too high, right?
Yeah, they stay at the same, man. She's like 19 and a half, 20 points every game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yep, still 19 and a half points. So I'm not really sure. Honestly, I could see Alicia Gray taking Sykes here and then leave Burton on Jackie. I'm thinking, gun to my head, if I had to choose, that would probably be the situation. But if we get any kind of like midday Q tag on Jackie, they could switch that up and just dare Jackie to have a good game and try and lock down Sykes as much as possible. But I think remove any kind of Q tags or pregame stuff. Ideally, they'll probably put Burton on her and then leave Alicia Gray here.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's hard to know, man, with these injuries. I want to lean under just because the lines are made for them being healthy. So any minutes missed, you're going to probably hit on the under. But it's tough. It's tough.
Yep.
Like, what if AT doesn't start but still plays? Since she played less minutes, maybe they start Hillman or something. I don't know. I guess we'll have to watch
if she sits or if there's any kind of drawback that we'll see, like, a different starting lineup or something, Hillman will definitely get the spot start here. But it's weird, man, because, I mean, Alyssa Thomas could still even play, like, 10 minutes off the bench and come out and have a really good game.
Right.
But I don't know.
Like to run. Enrique and Alicia Gray, they like to run.
They do, man. They do. Well, all in all, though, I think most of the props are fairly appropriate. I will say Enrique at 14 and a half or 15 and a half points. What was she? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 14 and a half points. That is a little bit on up there, but I mean, coach is kind of giving her the green light to be that, six man, if you will, off the bench and scoring position. So she is taking a lot of field goal attempts, but I've seen her be a flake many, many a times, and now we'll be asking for I think 3 games in a row for her to be playing really well. So I don't know. She might prove me wrong, but the Enrique that I've known this last year has done quite that. So we'll see. This team honestly has just been a total fade for us. There's just too many talented players.
You see how they have Alana Smith props? That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't, if I knew that the minutes were going to be a little bit more secure like they were to start the season, I would have some interest in there because she does pull from 3, but more or less she's just out there for the small stints that Stewie's sitting and between the rotations of the guards. She more or less is just out there to kind of slow the pace and slow the game down. Doesn't offer a whole heck of a lot of offensive upside, whereas, I mean, Big Lily, she's had a couple flash games here. I wish they would play her a few more minutes, but yeah, I mean, between those two, they're just chopping up the minutes and giving more or less just breathers. And I wouldn't mind taking the unders. I'm kind of surprised that, Alana specifically, we have point props for her. The rebounding might be a little bit more scary from game to game. I don't know if I want to mess with the PRA, but the straight up points. Was she at 9.5 or 10.5 or something?
Alana? 5.5.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Was that Prize Picks only? I didn't see her.
I thought it was on Underdog earlier. Maybe they removed it.
Oh, it might have been.
Or maybe it was a dream I had.
Let's see. I
swear I saw it 5.5 on Underdog last night. But maybe I'm wrong.
It could have been. It definitely
I have been a little under the weather. Maybe my mind was playing tricks.
You got that brain psyche going on.
Hey, maybe. I don't know, man. But that's what I thought. Anyways, we don't care about her. The thing is, what we learned too yesterday, Billings is definitely the smash spot, and wait for the news basically for the next plays. And if there's nothing, it looks like there's not really much value besides that play. So match Billings up with some CBB or whatever other plays you like. But that Billings play is definitely a play you should be making.
Yeah, we have obviously a smaller college basketball slate, so slim pickings on what the great props of the day might be, but there was definitely a couple that you can mix in there with it. We did like both of these 6 points or more scored in each half lines. They've been really consistent. Honestly, the only one that we've missed out on so far was Peterson, which I do see Q Donkey has a question about that. If you want to read that out real fast, and then we'll kind of hit all this at the same time.
Yeah, he said he's looking at Council PRA, and he said, what's good with Darren Peterson's minutes in the second half of games?
Yeah, we don't know. There is basically a buzz going around that he's on some kind of load management, more or less minutes restriction. This game feels weird, though, I will say. So just kind of talk this, thinking out loud here. I do and would not be surprised if this particular game, after the big backlash from this last game, I wouldn't be surprised to see Peterson play close to 30 minutes, if not 30 minutes tonight. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, I mean, we saw it clearly this last game because they almost messed around and lost. Like, let's not forget that. The game was within 4 points. I mean, this team was definitely fucking around in the second half, and coach not playing him. They almost lost. So it was a very close game, and coach was just not having it. He was not playing him. He played 3 minutes and some change to open the half, and then he sat the entire time. So very fortunate they didn't lose the game, because he would have definitely caught some shit about that. But yeah, I mean, he's on some kind of a limit here that's unknown amount of minutes. I mean, we've seen him play a few, high 28, 30-minute games, but this last game was 22 minutes almost exactly, and then he ended up sitting the whole half. So I don't know, but there's a large part of me that thinks that just despite the betting world, I would not be surprised to see him play hefty minutes. But with that being said, segue over asking about Melvin Council. He's been one of the guys who's really stepped it up in, this kind of shaky comeback from Peterson. Whereas, we saw Trey White there for a while be our kind of workhorse, and he was really doing a lot. But now that the team's back to the usual starting five, Melvin Council's actually been the one to really step it up over the last month here. So I do like the field goal attempts that we've been seeing out of Council. I mean, double digit for a large majority of these games now. And, we always could wheel that upside that Peterson just doesn't play much in the second half. So there is some unknowns with that, and we got to take that with a grain of salt. But I mean, I like Council. I mean, he's had 20% usage basically over every competitive game in the last 2 months now. A few tougher matchups. This Baylor matchup, they ended up basically blowing him out by 20, and he still took 11 field goal attempts. He just shot poorly. Sub 30% on the floor, and it is what it is. But all these games here, I mean, hell, basically since the start of the season, double-digit field goal attempts. So he's getting pretty active scoring-wise. But one other thing that I did like for him is with Peterson back, his assist upside has been quite nice. I mean, those have been high conversions between the two of them. You do lose out a little bit of their connect between him and Debunga. But, I mean, honestly, I think having Peterson back is a way better trade-off. So the RA as well, I mean, the rebounding upside, especially for a guard, is quite impressive. I mean, the fact that he averages just over 4.5 rebounds per game is nice. And even with Peterson being back, because, I mean, he's kind of a menace on the glass sometimes too, it really just cuts out production from the bigs here. So this last game, a little bit more in check for Peterson. He only had 3 rebounds, but I think if he played closer to starter minutes, that would have came up a little bit more towards what we've seen. I think generously 5 rebounds, wouldn't be surprised to see him get. But all in all, man, I mean, I think Council's solid spot here. The best way to attack Texas Tech is from the 3-point line. So need him to just continue this. He's hitting 2 or more threes every game for Peterson, and then same thing for Council. Got to have at least 1 3 made to secure that scoring upside from him. But I still like it. He's just going out and doing his thing, and he's playing pretty high amount of minutes on top of that too. So not exactly your Christian Anderson, but he's like a Christian Andy, and solid second round pick. So I don't mind the play, honestly.
Christian
I know we have
Andy?
some. Yeah, his little brother, Christian Andy. He's not a full Anderson.
Oh, Christian Andy, a poor man's Anderson. Andy.
Yeah.
All right.
But we do have exposure to him on one of our bowl bets today as well. So at least we're getting some action on that.
Yeah, I like his PRA alt for sure. He always does the minimum. He's only missed that one time all season, and it was Trey White missed his too. I forget what game it was now, but only one time. So he should, like you would say, Swiss Army knife.
Doing it all, man. Doing it all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's keep talking. So we talked about the two first half or 6 or more points scored each half. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I get the hiccups. The payouts for these are honestly pretty generous. I'm shocked that Caleb Wilson in particular, his is still so high. I mean, this dude's been getting this basically every single home game so far this season, and over the last month now, since these props were available, really high hit rating. But another line for Caleb Wilson, if you don't have this, was going to be, so we have two options here. One of them being his 28.5 points plus a rebound. It is still available on FanDuel, so if you guys have books, you can get it there for a straight bet. But if you don't have it, the 29.5 is okay on Prize Picks and all the other sites and stuff. I mean, honestly, it should go back down to 28.5, but the 1 point does make quite a big difference. I mean, we're talking at least just one more game if we're looking at it as a whole. But another option for a lower sweat is going to be his fantasy line. It's 38.85 on Underdog, and Prize Picks had him up at 41. He was unfortunately at 38.85 right before we hopped on, and then it bumped up. But still, a nice little discount there. And his biggest thing is, so one, we need the game to stay close. I know it is 11.5 point spread, but Syracuse hasn't been that bad. They've at least played up to their competition. The biggest thing, though, is we need 27 or more minutes. Caleb Wilson has been astonishingly better at home, and it makes a big difference here for the minutes. So this is what we're looking like, seasonal metrics between the fantasy, and then I'll show you guys here for the points plus rebounds. Home games looked really, really solid. Only 3 misses on each one of those lines. But biggest thing, though, 27 minutes. Bro's got to play 27 or more minutes, and it makes a massive difference. So the PR only missed 1 game. Fantasy, exactly the same. He only missed that 1. He scored really well. He just didn't have many rebounds, many assists, and I believe he had 0 stocks that game, too. So small blemish there, but overall, really solid. I mean, he's averaging 32.5 PR at home, and then I believe he was averaging 36 or 37 fantasy. Let's see. Or sorry, 46 fantasy. Yeah, 46 fantasy at home. So a bit of a difference there.
Q-Donkey says F Caleb Wilson and F North Carolina. He says moneyline orange tonight, baby.
Oh my goodness. I know you're a diehard Orange fan, but this is going to be a tough test. Maybe you even know the answer to this. We were trying to find out any kind of like factual reason why Donnie Freeman ended up getting benched this last game.
Yeah,
if you have any kind of insight to that, bro, please let us know, because the only thing that I could find was just coach was pissed at him for whatever reason, and he put him on the bench, which unfortunately translated to a horrible first half for him. He got in a massive foul trouble, but he did play 15 of the 20 minutes in the second half, so it's not like I think his minutes were going to be affected or anything. His field goal volume was on pace outside of the foul trouble. So if you know anything about that, I want to know what's up, because it makes also a difference, I think, between the lines. Assuming that Freeman comes off the bench, I think the PR is a stronger move just because the blocks and the steals could be a little bit more uncertain. But if we find out that Freeman is playing, he's their number 1 shooter. So I think the fantasy definitely warrants some exposure there, because he could easily get a block and 2 steals or something off of him there. So do need to find out starting news for that. But in the dark, I think the 28.5 PR makes the most sense.
Yeah, big Caleb, man. Come on, man. Need those rebounds. Sometimes he just decides not to rebound. So come on and get him today, buddy. I was sweating his 5 rebounds on Saturday.
Yeah, man. And he missed the game before that too, which is kind of crazy against Virginia. Big Derilla. He likes to shoot a whole ton.
But look at that lately. Like that's tough right there. The last 4 games. I don't know. See playing farther out on defense, or what's going on there? Why would he? Feels like Big Henry's been soaking up the boards. I know that one game.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened that one game, but you just played
bad. That was a weird game for both of them. I mean, especially since both of them. I mean, hell, we're talking.
Yeah.
What they combined for 5 rebounds that game. So we got to put that aside. That is just an anomaly game for both of them. But Henry's been the man in the second half of the season. I mean, the scoring's been really solid for him. But as you mentioned with the rebounding, double digit in the last 3 out of 4 games. And even before that, I mean, the stretch of December, he was really solid. He was averaging almost 10 a game. So, there's that to kind of factor in. Plus, on any given night, Trimble and who's the other person? Stevenson can kind of be obnoxious with the rebounding. But, yeah, a lot of that's going to depend on Freeman because, also with that, if Freeman starts, he could fall into a lot more rebounds from just having to guard him. So I think that helps us a lot more tonight with the props. It could make the scoring a little bit more difficult, but honestly – the thing that I was reading is Freeman was getting benched because of the lack of defense that he was playing. So, hey, he continues to be a traffic cone. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, or don't start. I'll be fine with that too. I think it's going to be a good game for North Carolina. Sorry, Q Donkey. I mean, hey, you never know, but Moneyline Orange, nah. Hey, but if it hits, I know you're going to be talking some smack over here tomorrow.
I don't know if they could win the game, but, I'll give them credit to at least cover the spread. So, if you want some exposure to that, you could probably even find the 12.5-point spread and take a shot on that. But that is something you could get a little bit more creative because I'm sure the plus money is pretty stout for them.
Plus 500.
Right.
Plus 500 I'm seeing. God, yeah. Hey, he said it was more of a game plan thing against Notre Dame. What's the game plan?
Oh, was it?
Why, though? What does Notre Dame do? Like, why would they change that versus them? Do you know? I do not.
Not sure. I mean, I would assume that he moves back in the starting role, especially the most amount of comments that I found were from the fans. I mean, people were just outright pissed that he was not in the starting lineup. So more than likely, after the backlash and all that, we'll likely see him out here, at least if anything, to try and hang with Caleb Wilson.
Yeah, he's been balling. It's weird. Super weird he went to the bench. I wish I would have seen that before it started. I'd have taken his under.
Yeah, for real. It's fortunate that he got in foul trouble, but that still would have been a hell of an under.
Mm-hmm. His lines are up there. He's been balling. Q Donkey said, what are you looking at on the thumbnail?
Oh yeah, I forgot you had made that one. Man, we should have posted some of the other ones we had. That shit was so funny.
There wasn't. You mean the under one?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm just I'm scoping out the talent. I'm seeing a player who's going to make some money for us tonight.
That's real. I got to get more of her.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I got to give her credit. I've seen her doll up for some of her walk-in stuff, and I mean, sometimes she can definitely get it.
Okay, there we are. There we have it, sir. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? And tell me if this is silly. I'm betting the alt unders on both these big games today. Syracuse, North Carolina under 167, and Texas Tech game under whatever the heck that is. 10 points higher than it really is. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know. I feel like Kansas slows lots of games down. Texas Tech has been known to run and put up points, but I have a feeling with these big games, they just play better D, and every play, they're just on top of it. So I feel like if I alted up 10, the only thing that's going to get me is the overtime.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes into overtime, it is what it is for under props. But outside of that, this could be quite a low scoring, just in general, game for both sides. Honestly, both of these games could go way under.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, speaking of, we got one last play from that game. I think a little get back revenge now that this matchup is going to be a hell of a lot tougher for Flory. But two different lines that were really appealing. going right back to the 13.5 point under for the full game, which again, I think Peterson plays more minutes, at least more minutes in the second half. And I mean, hey, last game, it took a career, not even season, career high free throw attempts and Peterson sitting the entire second half for Flory to go under or to go over in the last, it was like 50 seconds of the game or something.
What's that? Oh, yeah. I think it was like 30 seconds, but yeah, it was just a broken play, really. They were trying to press, and he would just broke open at the last second. They were up, I think, 10 points, 7 points, 8 points, something like that. They were going to just foul the guard, but he just got open real quick and got that dunk. It was just unlucky as heck. And all those foul shots, man. Come on, bro. Let's run it back.
Yeah. Double-digit free throw attempts, that is what it is. But he couldn't really get anything going from the floor, and Texas Tech is quite a bit like Houston. They've been really solid, limiting any kind of production inside the paint. And I know Flory typically isn't that big of a foul guy, but JT Toppin is the man. That guy knows how to draw some fouls, and obviously he's going to play an unhinged amount of minutes for this game too. So Flory's going to have his hands full. I think he's going to have to exert way more on the defensive side and, making sure to clean up the glass, no offensive rebounding nonsense. But tough matchup for him here. And, two different lines I think were really, really appealing for us to take here. One of them obviously being the full game, just under the assumption that Peterson's going to play something in the second half. But this other one, knowing that at least Peterson does play a majority of the first half, the 6.5 point first half prop on Prize Picks, very appealing, very appealing. I mean, this last game he ended with 6, I know, but that was also with 6 free throws in the first half. So not foreseeing that happening here again. JT Toppin does not foul like that. So going to run it back. Got exposures to both of those. A little bit of variety on the sites today. So make sure you guys get it in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also, Underdog is not allowing any unders on first half stuff. So this is a really unique prop that I do like quite a bit.
Which one now? Oh, the under first half?
Yeah, the first half under.
Yeah, I got to get that in too. I like our plays. There's not a lot of games today, but I like the plays. They look strong. So.
Yeah, man. It is a smaller slate, unfortunately. And I saw they're slowly starting to creep in these other props for Wednesday, or for Tuesday and Wednesday. We should get Wednesday props soon. Oh man, I think one of my dogs just farted. Stanks over there.
Oh wow, nice.
Whew, they got the sneaky poops.
All right, glad you told us. Now we can all just think about how that may be. All right.
Let's see. So there was a few just kind of early glance props. I did see they had Michi Johnson at 3.5 assists again. I know this last matchup was something that we were like, I don't know if I want to play that. It's much more difficult. I can figure out how to type. It's a much more difficult matchup, but Texas, not that bad. It is in Texas, so a little bit of drawback from that. But yeah, so the Florida matchup, we knew that was a fool's gold, but this last game, I mean, against LSU, they were pretty tough on assist and playmaking in general, and Bro ended up with 6 here. So for this matchup, I'm not that mad at. I wish they were at home. That is kind of a bit of an unfortunate thing for him, but I mean, hell, you can see still averaging over 4 assists so far this season. I don't mind this spot. Right. And my goodness, he plays a lot of minutes.
Big Meech.
Or Larry Hoover, if you get that reference.
Yeah, either one of them.
What was there was one other play. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, Underdog is going all the way out to Wednesday for a couple of props, too. So they actually just dropped a few more things before we hopped on.
Yay, Seattle.
Yeah, big... Your favorite unders, Big Will.
Big Will. Go 3 for 12 again. You see how they moved David up? That David dropped at 12.5. Now he's 13.5.
Yeah, he'll likely go back to 12.5 soon, so we'll kind of pause on that. But the boys are at home, man. Mm-hmm. These home road splits, way different.
Don't
would be
do
surprised
it.
to see
Don't.
Stojakovic
No.
go back up.
No. Hey, tell me about the dude Williams on Grand Canyon.
Who?
Micaiah Williams right there. Remember we looked at him the other day and he stayed under? It was 17.5, but now he's going against Air Force. That might be a little different. Oh my gosh, Air Force. Oof.
Yeah, yeah. Air Force is pretty bad, but I mean, I will say they play super slow. Let's not die. Let's see what I'm curious what the game total is, or if we even have game totals for that yet. Let's see. Air Force. Oh yeah, snail's pace. Like I was thinking, 133.5. Massive favorites, unbelievably massive favorites. You just got to sweat that first half production from him. Honestly, this is a game they should go out and just beat this team into the ground. But if he's not getting there early on in the game, I mean, he'll definitely see reduced minutes. So I do like that, honestly. But you were on it this last game. It was a much more difficult matchup, but this is kind of a cakewalk. So mostly, I think, banking on the blowout.
This is the one we hope he scores 25 in, and then we get him again at 17.5 against a good team.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's what we want. Nice. What about Lamar, 19.5? Is that too scary to go under because it's USC?
Not too terribly scary, honestly. I mean, he does play a little bit worse on the road. If they were at home, I would say definitely not. He's a lot more dangerous there, but I don't mind this. That, honestly, it should be a healthy pace in total. What is... Let's see, 151.5. Yeah, that seems about right. 1.5 point spread, so pick them. I mean, if the game's close, Lamar is going to have a lot to do with it. That's really their biggest thing. I know he got shut down in a couple of these more difficult matchups, but he's pretty good. He is pretty good. I'm surprised they jumped him up so much. I mean, he was 17.5 just this last game, so... God, he plays so many minutes in close games, man. That's the only thing. So many minutes.
Okay. One other guy I want you to look at for me, though. Dude on Texas Tech. Where is that guy? Atwell. Tell me about Atwell, because all he's going to do is shoot threes. Is he going to make 4 threes against Kansas?
I mean, 4 threes, that's a lot. Hey, what he needs. You remember our rule from last year, bro? Anybody at 3.5 is just an automatic under. I don't care who it was.
But look at his game logs. He doesn't even shoot 2s. Not even joking. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think he shoots like 1 or 2 2-point shots a game.
Yeah, it's not much. I mean, for the most part, this team really doesn't shoot a whole heck of a lot of threes. I mean, it's really just him, Anderson, and then you can sprinkle in Petty a little bit. He's just super inconsistent. I mean, he has been starting, so it does cut out a little bit from their overall usage. But yeah, I mean, that's all dude is just taking his threes the whole time.
Can't go under Atwell, huh? Too scary.
If he was on the road, I would like it a lot more.
True. But,
I mean, in all fairness, though, he has a really low usage rating. I mean, really low. He's strictly just a spot-up shooter.
Only scary, yeah. I mean, he's just there for when they double Anderson on top, and he just stands out there and waits for it.
Yeah. But
will they do that
on the flip
against
side
Kansas?
of that? On the flip side of that, I mean, he is going to be seeing Trey White, who's been a pretty solid defender. So that aspect of it, I don't mind, and I think he's got some size on him. Yeah, Atwell's only 6'5", so Trey White can have a little bit of height on him here. I mean, he's going to be pulling, at least 7 to 8 field goal attempts. I think if the field goals go into the double-digit range, you're probably cooked, but single digit, he stayed under this line a lot this season. It's a big difference. Let's see. We'll even say just flat 10. So I mean, he's averaging 17 points, which is unbelievable. He's only averaging 12 on the season so far. But any of the games outside of that single digit, just 9 points a game. So I mean, it's a pretty big difference.
Kansas defense. What you gonna do, Atwell? It's a fun bet.
He's also another player too who gets into just random first half foul trouble. Like he doesn't foul a lot, but his fouls a lot of the time they come in the first half. I mean, we saw
Quarter
this last
unit?
game.
Is it a quarter unit?
Let me double check the outlier, just a double. What was the 11.5 or?
I think that's the best we can get.
Oh yeah, I mean, Price Picks and Fliff have his PA at 11.5.
Because he doesn't pass. He just stands there and waits for the three. We just need Kansas to be ready for him.
Man, this dude is a pain in the butt at home. That's a lot of overs.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, that one feels a little scary, man.
You know what?
I'm telling you, it feels on the road.
I swear they haven't even really offered his props much. I feel like it's one of those ones where they know he's going to go under. That's why they're giving us his props, and everyone's going to go over and be mad when he does nothing. When Kansas holds him down.
Well, he did a lot of nothing to start the season. It's honestly just been the second half of the year where he's really started to come alive. I mean, this whole single-digit stretch right here, no problem. I would smash that all day, every day. But
that's because they were playing shitty teams, and Toppin and Anderson could do whatever they wanted. And then they start playing these better teams, and he has to, they have to leave him open because they're, caring about Toppin and Anderson, and they have to actually pass the ball. That's what it seems like.
Right.
So he can just watch and laugh.
I'm just out of curiosity, where'd I put him? What's the actual hit rating on his 3.5 threes?
Probably high.
Oh yeah, that's why he's just shooting so many more at home.
That's all he does.
He's making so many more.
That's all he does, bro, is shoot threes. He just stands there and shoots threes. That's his life.
It's a little scary, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You said any guys at 3.5. You said they got to show you. Big game. Kansas ain't playing around with him, man. Atwell, Donovan Atwell. Who? Under.
I mean, hey, if you're feeling it, bro, but I gotta stress the 3 points is the best way to beat Kansas, man.
I'm doing it for fun. Quarter unit. Let's do a quarter unit. Who cares? Makes it fun. It's a fun play.
Does he have any RA lines? That's something that he's been kind of sketchy on.
Does he get an R or an A?
He doesn't do
anything, bro. This dude does nothing. What's his PRA? Yeah.
15.5.
Wow, bro. And he plays 30-something minutes.
I know.
Hey, my roommate just came home. Just kidding.
You'll know if my roommate came home.
Did you hear my dog?
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck she was doing.
Somebody's here.
Yeah. Probably somebody giving us a package that we want. Yeah, bark at them. That helps.
One prop that did kind of stand out. I don't know if this is again in everywhere on Fliff everything, because I know yours, at least in particular, is a little bit different. But they did have him at 3.5 defensive rebounds, which I did actually. I did actually like this. It's only on Fliff, but that's a full point higher than his season average, and something that he's been really kind of sketchy on. He's had a few games against some of these worst teams, but against any real team is basically just Houston and Utah. But everyone else, he stayed pretty well under this. I mean, you can see some of these games he's not even close to it. That's an interesting one.
No PR. What's his PR? Oh, puts it at 3. Dang it.
Yeah.
I want that one extra.
But specifically, these are defensive rebounds. I mean, he gets a few offensive rebounds here and there. I'm not sweating a 0.5 prop though. That's because that's just going to piss me off if he hits that.
Oh yeah, no, can't do that.
And also it looks like Texas Tech is allowing quite a few offensive rebounds randomly, so that might put me off of it a little bit more. But defensive rebounds, though, that's a full point higher than what it should be. just some stuff to think about. But
I like it.
all in all, it is a smaller slate, so take that for what you will. I do see we got a couple more props rolling in tonight. Make sure you guys don't miss out on this Billings line. It could bump. I believe, is the later game. So after that first game is done, this will definitely see some action. They're dropping a little bit more stuff for Wednesday now, I see, and Tuesday as well. Wagler, we knew that 4.5 assist line was not coming back, so not surprised to see 5.5 here. PA, I'd be surprised if he goes back up to 26.5, but he could. Not exactly the best matchup against Northwestern, but the boys are back at home, so I would like to see both David and Stojakovic have a bounce back performance each. I know Stojakovic has seen the most line movement of any of these players. I mean, his prop was 13.5 last slate, moved all the way up to 15.5, settled back down to 14.5, and he continues to disappoint. So, but again, a player who suffers massive home road splits, so should bode well, at least for some assist upside again for Wagler. 5.5 assists. I don't know if I want to play that, but you can get creative on underdog at least. I mean, they have a lot of options. He still is at 3.5 assists for an option, and Christian Anderson at 3.5 assists, who has not missed a single game at home so far this season. Could use those for a little bit of a filler. But yeah, man, got some solid plays for you guys today, and I think also we're going to have us another good night in Unrivaled. So make sure you guys get it in. Don't miss out on any of that stuff. I got to play this under 6.5 first tap prop because I have not yet, and I don't want them to move it down to 6 flat. So with that being said, hey yo, I see you, man. What's good, bro?
Hey yo. Q Donkey says Micaiah Williams had all of his 10 points in the first half last game. Also.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, hey, bro, we might have to run that back. I mean, it was still way higher than what his season average was. You know, there was just those recent games, him snapping off.
That Air Force, though, boy, that's scary.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Sorry, I know you just zoomed that out.
You're good.
All right, well, with that being said, it is the top of the hour, so we're going to get ready for some games and action tonight. Underrated, you got anything else for us, man?
No, not really. I'm just going to write in our quarter unit. What's his name? Atwell. Let's go, E. Atwell, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get the mid-tier leans, a little list action going with that, too, for you guys. So we're going to have a lot of stuff moving forward. Again, keep an eye out for the overnight videos. I think at least, posting some strong leans and stuff that could be subject to change the next day. Get some early exposures in. But hit that like button on the way out if you guys haven't already. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us as always, chopping it up with some basketball. Good luck tonight. We'll catch y'all back here tomorrow for the stream. Have a good one. Peace.